Howdy folks, and welcome back to your home port. Today we're going to compare Tier 3 battleships, of which there are only two at this point in the game's development, USS South Carolina and IJN Kawachi. These ships are very closely spec'd, and while there is a clearly superior ship going by the numbers, their numbers are not far enough apart where RNG could be enough to tip the battle in favor of the second place ship. A skilled commander will find either ship capable of being very effective on the water. If we look at survivability between the two ships, we find that South Carolina excels in three categories. She has 1,733 more hit points than Kawachi. That can make all the difference. 1% more fire and flood resistant and 1.68% better torpedo damage reduction rating. All other categories are equal between the two, but the point here is that South Carolina starts with more hit points and gives them up less easily to various types of damage than Kawachi does, and should stay afloat longer, all things being equal. As far as maneuverability goes, South Carolina again comes out on top in 3 of 5 areas. Max traverse speed, or in other words, how many degrees per second can your ship turn at full rudder. Turn time, which is how long it takes your rudder to turn 180 degrees from full starboard to full port, or vice versa, whatever. And time for 180 degrees of turn. The last is not listed in the specs of the game. I calculated it because it helps to visualize how quick a ship can actually turn. Kawachi does turn in the highest top speed though at 18.89 knots versus South Carolina's 17.51. As you can see, neither of these ships is very maneuverable and are very vulnerable to destroyer torpedo attacks, which is why it is so important for cruisers to support battleships by keeping destroyers away as best they can. To be a battleship, you have to be packing some serious firepower. I mean, that's the tradition. That's where things were at back in the day of these two battle wagons. As well, all things being equal, your guns had to be better than your opponents. In this case, South Carolina has the edge in weaponry over Kawachi in several factors, and the product of these factors becomes damage per minute. These factors are very close for both ships, rate of fire, damage per shell, etc., and because of this, there won't be any huge differences in gameplay between them. South Carolina has faster turret traverse speed than Kawachi, taking just 32.73 seconds to traverse the turrets 180 degrees compared to Kawachi's 36 seconds. South Carolina's secondary guns are also superior to Kawachi's. They have higher damage per minute and much quicker turret traverse speed. Kawachi's guns do more than double the damage than that of South Carolina's, that owing to their much larger caliber of 152 millimeters compared to South Carolina's 76 millimeters. But South Carolina's fire faster, way faster, and having 18 of them compared to Kawachi's. These all contribute to the amount of DPM you can do. Battleships are large, slow-moving targets, and torpedo bombers love to go after them. Anti-aircraft defenses in the days of these ships were not strong, mostly because in their day, the likelihood of being attacked by aircraft was minimal, but very possible in our game because ships match up by tier, not historical timeframes. South Carolina once again comes out on top with anti-aircraft damage per second of her large caliber weapons of 36 damage per second compared to Kawachi's 28. Neither of these will deter any aircraft carrier captain from sending his planes after you, so try and hang out with ships with good anti-aircraft and also be prepared for some evasive actions. South Carolina's better guns and better survivability all but guarantee in my mind that she would win in a heads-up fight with Kawachi, unless there were serious differences in the individual commander's skill levels. Not to say that Kawachi is a bad ship. It's not that far behind South Carolina at all in any of the specs. It's just not spec'd as good as South Carolina. And for that reason, I'm going to have to call South Carolina the superior ship of the two. Well, folks, there you have it. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below. If you really enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button. Let me know in the comments. As well, be sure to visit my social media pages, both on Facebook and Twitter. This is where I post info that, well, not belonging in a video, it's worth taking a look at. Now, a lot of you have been very generous with donations, becoming patrons, or donating during the live streams, or sending in your replays so I can commentate and put them up for others to enjoy. But it's also very helpful just watching the vids, liking and subscribing. So I just wanted to make sure that those of you who support in that manner know that I really appreciate what you're doing as well. Thank you. Links to all things in the video description. Alright folks, thanks very much for stopping by and watching. I'll catch you next time.